everyone. I'm Ron, and we're going to do a little bit of yoga together today. And I am challenging you right now to not shut this off in 2 minutes. We have all the time in the world right now. So that's what our practice is going to be about today. I understand that when we add fitness and yoga into our daily routine, we're kind of checking off a box, right? Like 1 hour to get this in today. So we don't have any time for all the filler. We just gotta go, 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 go. But now we have a new set of challenges, and that is we have almost all the time in the world. So a lot of the postures that I'm going to bring to you today are going to be about endurance, about stamina and willpower and staying power. And if you could challenge yourself to keep with this video for the next 30 minutes or so, then all of that is going to spill over into what you do off the mat and bring into your everyday life, right? So I'm going to start with a pose that is quite challenging and is borrowed from the yin aspect of yoga. And I'll talk more about that in a moment. But the pose that I would like to start with today is our yogi toe squat. So I'm going to come to the side here just to show you. All I'm doing is simply tucking my toes under and sitting back onto my heels. Now, this can be challenging, or you can breathe and let go and try to stick with this for a minute or two. This is what I would like to offer you. Stay in this pose as long as you can with me. But if you need a moment of relief at any time, instead of untucking your toes, what I ask you to do is keep your toes under and just come onto your shins. Take as many breaths as you need, and then come on back and see if you could last just a little bit longer. And if that is still too much, you can find any prop at home, perhaps a pillow or a big book, and you can just sit right on like that. All right? So let's go ahead and tuck our toes under. Find any position of the hands. Close your eyes even if you can right here. I'm cupping one hand over the other, rolling my shoulders back. Breathing in through your nose. Try to keep your lips sealed and breathing out of your nose. So you're starting to find that focus and intention on the breath, and that will shift you away from the thoughts of the toes or the pose. Anything that you want to do after this class? Using your breath to help create a container for your mind here. And now that you have been sitting in this pose for a few moments, let's fine tune it. Draw your navel in a little more. When you do that, you're going to feel the length of your spine right up into the neck and the base of your skull. It'll also lighten your load and put less pressure there onto the heels. Roll the shoulders out a little bit and allow the inner thighs to come towards each other a little more. So you're nice and long and open. As you stay here and breathe, you may be wondering why. Why this pose? Why are you doing this to me? Breathe so you don't think about it. And this pose, as I mentioned, comes from yin, where the mantra is passive yet challenging. So when we practice a very fast-paced class, we're often going for core, muscular, a sense of cardio even. But when we take poses from yin, we're going into ligaments, connective tissue, joints, fascia. And this one, if held for a few minutes at a time, helps stimulate the 6 meridians of the lower body, which all either start or end in the toes. So examples of that can be function of gallbladder, liver, kidney, spleen, stomach. And besides all of that, this can be just an amazing stretch for the toes and the feet, something that we always are standing on and probably not even standing evenly on, and we'll address that a little later on. Hang in there. Give me 3 more of your longest breaths yet today, right here. Inhaling 1. Exhaling 1. Inhaling 2. Exhaling 2. Inhaling 3. Exhaling 3. Gently fluttering your eyes on open. Oh, there you are. Hi. We're back. This is probably my favorite part of the pose. As we come on out of this toe squat, we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. Talk a little bit more about this in a moment. But with your toes untucked, go ahead and pitter patter your feet. I can almost just do a video where we do this for like a half hour. It's kind of a lot of fun though, right? Kind of freshening up the blood flow. Kind of brings me back to almost just like childhood like state where I didn't have any of these like worries or anything like that. But I'm glad you made it to the toe squat. So now that we're here on our hands and our knees, we tend to just kind of throw this one away. So I want to thrust my heart forward a little bit past the thumbs there. Roll my shoulders back from my ears. Now I'm going to actually bring a little more challenge into this cat than we usually do. So tuck your toes under here. On an inhale, begin to lift your heart forward and up. Now on your exhale, you're going to pull your navel in first and start that rounding. You're going to lift your knees and you're going to move the chin in the direction of the chest. So try to find as flat back as possible as the knees hover. Inhale slowly. Use that full inhale to drop the knees. Lift up to the heart. I want you to see if you lift a little more and breathe in a little more than you think you have capacity for it. And then follow that on the exhale. Navel in first. Begin to lift the knees, a little rounding here in the back. But from the shoulders to the hips is one line. Feel the heart press up toward the back of the neck. Let's do this 2 more times. Dropping the knees slowly. Inhaling, lifting your heart. Finding more lift, more breath in. Exhale, scoop the navel in, lift the knees. And begin to round. Try not to pop up like this though, right? So keep the knees just slightly hovering, a flatter back. Last one, drop the knees, inhale, lift. More. Maybe even retain that inhale. A second past your comfort spot if possible. And then navel in, knees lift. Exhale, round. Feel that heart lift towards the back of the neck. That'll take pressure away from your wrist, believe it or not. Good. Drop the knees. Inhale, lift your heart. And this time we're coming into downward dog. Exhale, bring the heels back. Lift the hips high. Taking a deep breath in here in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Deep breath out. And I'm going to go ahead and step 1 foot in slightly, so I'll start my right foot. I'm going to go in about 1 inch or 2 towards my right wrist. Take a big bend into that knee, the right one, or whichever one you stepped in. So in the beginning, your shoulders are kind of bunched up to the ears here. But then I'm going to start to drop that left heel more. And I'm going to bring my nose toward that right knee. So see, as I did that there, I went from being all kind of crunched up in the upper body to finding equal parts stretch and strength there.
Keep dropping the left heel away. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then switch sides, right? So you're going to go ahead and bring your left foot in a little bit. Nice. So same thing here. One knee is real bent, and in the beginning you just might have a tight calf or a tight hamstring. So you are just sort of finding the pose and hanging out for dear life, but a breath or two makes it a little more comfortable and bearable, and then you fine tune. You start dropping the heel to straight leg, so it's the right one here, and move the nose toward the knee. So see all that length I can get? Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then go ahead, come on back to downward facing dog. I want you to hold downward facing dog for about 3 breaths. Don't do what I'm doing, which is taking my cardigan off right now. I want you to hold it and I'll talk to you about it. Keep your heels dropping down and your hips lifting up, nice and high, right? So there's this pull and play between those 2 areas there. And then in the upper body, we want the nose to try to come back towards the knees as much as possible. And so I see this in our everyday classes where people want to get out of this pose because we view it as transition. There is so much stretch and strength to be had right here in downward dog. And there's so much breath and intention you could fill up as well. So try not to run from it. Taking one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now inhale, I want you to take a slow inhale into your high push-up plank. So see how I'm doing that here? I'm not rushing it, it's taking multiple seconds. And when I arrive, I'm going to hold and breathe. Pull my shoulder heads back from my ears. Make sure my shoulders are over my wrists and I'm using every part of my hand. So whenever your hands are down on the mat, think of them like 2 starfish, sort of suctioning down, so you're using every part of them. There's a light tap back of the heels, but not too much. Because see, when you're here, if you bring the heels forward too much, there's a lot of pressure in my wrists. If you bring them back too much, I'm out of alignment, and it's going to make my shoulders and my arms more tired and work harder. So this is your sweet spot right here. Pull the navel in, gaze in front of your mouth. Breathe. Are you breathing? Take one more deep breath in here. And then give yourself a moment. Exhale. Drop your knees wide. Big toes touch, hips on heels. Child's pose. Hold this for 1 deep breath in. Deep breath out. I'm going to give you a hint about that in a moment. I want to go ahead, before I come on up the hands and knees, bring my toes back in alignment there with my knees. That'll be more helpful for you as you go back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward dog. So that aforementioned child's pose, you can come there at any time and then meet up back with me in the pose when you're ready. If it hits a hard time getting back to the heels, take a blanket, a pillow, or anything and place them in between. That should help ease you on down. So I'm not going to do a chaturanga today as much as I'm going to give you some other postures to challenge your stability, your balance, and your endurance. And this is one of them. So inhale, come into plank. Hold the plank and breathe. So the chaturanga is where we lower halfway, but they can get very tiring. I don't really want to do them when I'm not there to hover over you and yell at you about them. Because they're ones that very easily fake, right? I mean, breathe in your plank while I show you. I can say chaturanga, and this is what I can see. Ooh, fun, and everybody thinks we did it, right? So let's just get out of that habit right here and challenge ourselves through something new. So I want you to come back to downward facing dog, but as you do that, bring your left hand to the right heel or ankle. Good. Now go ahead, slowly try to come back into your plank and try to feel more of a stack before you place that left hand down. And then we'll do the other side. So you're going to go ahead and come back, right hand, left ankle. Good, and then back to plank. So I can sense that feels and looks a little sloppy on me right away. So it's good for me to practice. So as you practice that, I want you to pretend that there's two walls on each side of your body. And they're closing in on you a little bit, so that way you can't bobble the hips from side to side. And that's how we're going to build stability, strength, and endurance. So let's go ahead and do these together. From our high plank pose, we're going to go ahead, come back, cross, squeeze the breath out, inhale nice and slow plank. Exhale, downward dog in the other direction, and inhale plank. Keep it going on your own. Try to think quality over quantity here. I'm slipping and sliding so much on this mat, and I think it's because I've used so much hand sanitizer. So keep a rhythm of the breath, but the hand sanitizer is good, right? We're going to do a few more rounds here. I can feel some of the sloppy habits already sort of coming on in. And yeah, I've been teaching yoga for many, many years and practicing for even more. But I'm not immune to these. These are just habits and things that kind of bounce in. And they're good to bring awareness to, but not beat yourself up over. So I just really felt a bumping into that left hip. So my last 2 rounds, I'm going to try to go in slow-mo. Like I'm in a pool and the water is providing resistance. Try not to walk your feet in or turn your heels in. Last round. Woo. Grand finale. Beautiful. Hold your plank. After that strong sequence, it's easy to kind of bobble your plank here, and I am, right? So check back in. Alignment is key. Again, quality over quantity, so we really want to get our poses down rather than doing tons of them. Shoulders back, heart forward, gaze forward, navel up and in, a slight press back in the heels. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. Give yourself a visit to child's pose. Again, we're not here for too long, so you probably don't need to roll up the blanket or pillow between your heels and hips now. But if you do need a little more relief towards the shoulders, bringing the arms to the side of the body, forehead down. Yeah. One more. Good. Bring the hands on back. Separate those toes so you have alignment. Inhale, lift your arm. Exhale, downward dog. Heels dropping, hips lifting, gaze is behind you. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Slowly walk your feet forward to the hands. Savoring each step. Okay, you've made it to the halfway mark so far, so that's good. I'm so glad you didn't shut the video off. When you're here, this is a tricky one. I'm so tight in the backs of my legs that I do have that bend in the knees, and that's A-okay. I want to roll a little more weight forward, though, into the balls of my feet. Press my heels down. Let my nose drop. So this is one thing that we tend to do here. We hold up the neck quite a bit. So we're always holding up the head. I really just want you to let it go. And as you do that, you press more into the heels and up through the hips. And then we're going to slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. And when we're here in our mountain pose, and I'll face you for a moment, it's so easy just to think, oh look, we're standing, whoop-de-doo, right? But how many times have you been doing something, like I bartended for years and years and years, in the middle of the mojito craze, right? So I was making tons of mojitos, and like holding my weight into one foot and bending the other knee, and it was awful posture, and then I have all that long-term sort of side effects from that there. So when you're right here, close your eyes. Plant through the ball joint of the big toe, the ball joint of the pinky toe, along with the corners of your heels. And earlier when we were in a toe squat, I asked you to pull your navel in, and then lift up through the pelvic floor, like a stream lifting upward, yeah. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now we're going to bring it back into a pose that will surely challenge you. It's Utkatasana, the chair. So you bend your knees, and now you keep your toes spread, but the weight comes back to the heels. From there, you lift your arms. So relax through the shoulders right away. This is a big one here. We're holding on for dear life, and so we forget about that upper body because the thighs are probably talking to us. So part of this idea of challenging your endurance and standby is remembering that these are full body poses. It might be obvious in a certain pose that we're working on one area in particular, but it doesn't mean the rest of the body isn't involved. So just as I'm asking you to find a nice, full, elongated, nourishing breath, I want you to incorporate every part of you into these poses. Keep dropping through the shoulders. Keep lifting your heart, engaging your thighs towards each other. I was just thinking to myself, Ron, you're talking so much, but you know what? I think if you're listening to me babble on, you're forgetting about this pose right now, right? So you're just letting all that good stuff sink in here. Breathe, so we're at the most challenging part. The mind might start to go now. And I want you to stay here, toes spread. And we're just going to go ahead and exhale. Swing your arms behind you. Puff the palms up to the sky, trying to get them a little bit above the shoulder blades. But try not to roll the weight forward in towards the kneecaps there, right? And lifting the heels. I want you to stay planted. Good. Inhale back into chair. Good. Exhale, high prayer. Navel in. And even when you're here, pull the armpits out. Stay open. Then push the walls away. Hinge at the hips. No need to just dive forward right away. Yeah, just slowly come into it. Fingertips to your shins. Inhale, half lift. Weight to the balls of the feet. Pull the navel up and in. Flatter back. Exhale, fold. And then I'm going to come back to chair. The good news is we're not holding this as long. The bad news is that's because we're incorporating a little more sense of strength here and endurance. So picking up on what we just did, let's check in with our chair first. Drop your shoulders. Pull the navel in. Lift your heart a little bit away from the hips. Lift your hands a little bit away from the heels. Good. Take a deep breath in. Now exhale. Put your eyes somewhere stationary. Lift your heels coming into the balls of the feet a little more as you bring your arms back. Now try not to collapse in like this. So pull the navel in. The heart still lifting from the hips. Good. Now nice and slow. Take that full inhale to drop the heels. Reach up in the chair. Exhale, keep the navel involved. The most important thing here will probably be fixing your eyes somewhere stationary in the field out in front of your mat. Good. You're going to do a few more. So it's always an inhale to chair. Sit back as much as you can. And then exhale to the balls of the feet. Towards the little tippy toes. Get those arms up a little more.
keep it going a few more. I'm going to actually stay nice and quiet and let you explore this one here. You don't have to follow me precisely. Let your breath be the glue here. See, now usually I'm just walking around and telling you what to do and not doing it with you. Right now I'm having that experience of really diving deep and finding the challenge. Sure, I would love to run and take a sip of water or fix my shirt or something, but I'm going to hang in there for one more. Give me your biggest inhale. Biggest exhale. Good. Come back into the chair. Spread your feet. Hold for the exhale. Good work. Inhale, high prayer. Arms out. Eagle in. Exhale. Push the side walls away. Push your heart forward. And then down to the thighs, nose to knee. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. So this one is so simple yet so challenging for me. I'm going to step my feet about hip width apart and really make sure your heels are not turned out or in, but they're right in line with the rest of the foot. If you have the room, we would collect our peace sign fingers around the two big toes. If that's not possible, who cares, right? You can either just grab opposite elbows or grab a prop. So maybe you don't have blocks at home, but you have pillows or books or something resembling blocks, right? And then you can just put them one on either side of the foot there, just a little ahead, and press your hands into them like that. However you do it, let your head go. We tend to see this. I mentioned that before. So I'm going to bend my elbows. Yeah. And so this is kind of a fun one to see on camera because this pose is definitely not perfect on me. You tend to look at these books and see all these perfect postures, and 99.9% of us are nowhere near them. And I'm one of those. So all you have to do is just breathe and let go of the idea of what other people look like in the pose or even what you want to look like. So as you stay here for a few more breaths, I'm going to ask that you bend the elbows more if you're holding on to the toes. The inhales, let your nose go towards the knees slightly more. The exhales, try to pull your knees back. And now even though I just gave that instruction, try not to pull too much weight into the heels. Still bringing them to the balls of the feet. Couple more. Release the hands, grab opposite elbows. And even here, if you cup the elbows into the palm there, you can gently pull down on those elbows and release more space between the shoulders and the ear. Yeah. And then go ahead and gently sway from side to side. Release. Move the big toes to touch. Keep a little bit of the weight forward into the balls of the feet as you roll up one vertebra at a time. Take a few breaths standing, roll those shoulders back, and the navel in, and a gentle lift upwards through the pelvic floor. Crown of the head gently feels like it's being tugged on by the sky. Still rooted through the ball joint of the pinky toe, the big toe, and the heels. One more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. So we're about 3/4 of the way through. You're hanging in there, that's good. We're gonna come and just take a straddle pose right now. And then take one foot, we'll start with the right foot, should I say, and just turn it off to the right. So what you're looking for is heel to heel alignment. Now, let's say that you have some sort of long-standing tightness in the back hip or maybe even injury there, then you might organically feel it come out of alignment from hip to hip, and that's fine, right? It might be a little wider. But what I need you to focus on is that that back big toe is looking at 9 o'clock, right? So these poses, it's 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock for the triangle, the back big toe. We don't want to go look behind you, yeah? So go ahead now, bring your arms up. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears and pull the navel in. And then, not just coming down into the triangle, because we're really shortchanging it that way. I really want you to press the hips back and reach, reach, reach if you're trying to tap the wall in front of you. And then go ahead. Bring the right arm down, left arm. So in triangle, your head is either in line with the hips or above the hips, but we don't want it to be below like that. So if this is you, you grab a prop. So again, I'm going to use a block, but that can be a book, a bag of cat food, whatever it takes. When I grab the bag of cat food right now, there's no way I can complete this pose because I have 2 cats climbing up my triangle. But when you're here, there's a couple things that I want you to focus on. 1, the hips are suddenly shifting back while the head reaches forward. And then the arms are more than just stationary. The top hand is really reaching up while the bottom hand is reaching down. Not only is that going to open you up for the collarbones, but you will feel it in the hamstring there, on the bottom leg, the right one. And it's going to actually help our breath along. So breathe nice and deep into the ribs and the intercostal muscles, so teeny tiny and tight there, the attachment of the ribs. The gaze up. I've kind of been looking at you, but the gaze should be up if possible. And then either hold this for a couple more breaths, or we can get a little more into the shoulder. So you can bring the tips of your fingers to the side of your head, and try not to have your elbow come back too much like I currently am. Try to have it come up. So your initial sort of movement when you do that might have you looking down and your heart steering down. So I'm going to tug from the ceiling on that top oval to find more lift, and then I'm going to turn my heart up a little more. That sends my left hip back. Woo, this is challenging. But you're going to feel it in the side body, and I want you to breathe. Hang in there. See, I'm shaking already. Keep that big toe of the front foot down, right? Try not to turn into the pinky toe. 1 more. Good. Left arm up, and you can simply just come on up. Woo. God, I kind of got a little sweat going through that one. A lot of times I think people think triangle is just kind of a passerby pose, right? It's anything but. In fact, most of these yoga poses, they can be just sort of, I'm going through the movements, or what you put into them is really what you're going to get out of them here. Triangle is one of those for sure. It's very easy to mimic, but you can really just tough your way through it. So now our left foot is going to turn off to the left. Keep the big toe down. Find your heel-to-heel alignment. Of course, same rules apply if you have that tightness in that right hip. You might have to adjust and step a little out of the heel-to-heel alignment by a little wider stance there. Arms open. Navel can pull in right here. See how that puffs my chest up versus dumping the weight down into my belly. Pull the hips back. Ooh, did you hear my leg crack? I wonder if you got that there. Just like that. Left arm down. Right arm up. And then again, same thing. Use the block if you feel like you're bending the front knee, collapsing the head down. The gaze is up. We want that bottom hip, so in this case it's my left, to turn under me the direction I'm facing. I'll help open my upper ribs. Gets me into that bottom leg a little more. Always pretend that you're leaning back into an imaginary pillow. So one of the things we see the most in triangle in yoga is this turning under like this. Because for some reason, we really want to get that hand down on the mat, but then we forget about really what we're doing in the pose. Yeah. So breathe, breathe, breathe. Feel the hands reaching away from each other. You feel the shoulder blades wrap around the spine. Try not to lean into the pinky toe. Two more. And then we're going to take the tips of our fingers onto the right side of the head. This is optional. You can stay in the triangle. You can stay in the triangle using a prop. And then get the elbow up more rather than behind you. And then turn the heart up once you have that. Woo! I'm shaking already. And then keep the hips pressing back. Yeah, so when you start to turn the heart up, the hips might want to come in towards the head more. So press them back and away. Ooh, you should really be feeling this, but you should really be breathing. That's the only thing. That's the only rule, is to breathe. Last one. Arm up, come back on up. Ooh, 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 ooh. Turn that left foot in, either step or hop the feet together. Mountain. Close your eyes. One more. Gently flutter your eyes on open. We're in a home stretch right now. And we're just going to come to our seat. Not going to make you do anything fancy to get there. As always, you should be pretty open right now, but if the lower back or the hips feel very tight and it's hard to maintain a seat for an extended period of time, grab a blanket and place it underneath your hips. That can help give you a light lift up and tilt forward there to alleviate some of the pressure. So one thing that I noticed that we are now on this work from home sort of routine is that I'm tending to do this when I work from home, right? I'm sitting on the couch, not in a comfortable office chair. I have cats on me or something and I'm rounding in. So as I start to close up the practice, I want to do some exercises for our shoulders here. Again, to just really help us stay nice and open here through this new routine. And these exercises too can bring back the idea of wanting to run from them right away. They're short and sweet, but they can be fairly intense as well. So, you're going to go ahead and take your right leg slightly in front of the left. Sit up nice and tall, and then bring your arms up. Cross your right hand in front of the left, and then turn your palms in to face each other. Interlace your fingers. So right here, I'm a little compact there in my upper body, especially to my shoulders and my ears. So, I'm going to pull my navel in. I'm going to lift up through the pelvic floor, stacking each vertebra. And I'm going to draw my armpits away from each other. Whew. And then, if you feel any hunching around and forward, gently tilt your ears back over the shoulders. Now take a deep breath in, feel the armpits reach away. And then exhale, slowly bend your elbows out, creating a diamond shape. And then if it started to round you in like that, remember your alignment. Lean back a little, the ears over the shoulders, navel in. Inhale up. Exhale nice and slow out of the nose. One more. We're going to inhale up, 3 of those, and I'm feeling it. Now exhale, whenever we twist, we move from the navel. Move your navel to the right,
And then left hand around right knee, right hand back behind you. So it's easy again to just drop the neck here, so check in with that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, pull your navel back a little more. Good. And then pull the navel in, staying as upright as possible. Simply take the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Breathing. If you like, the gaze could come down to the shoulder a little bit too. That can just bring a different sensation in the neck. Bring it back on up. Unravel the way you came into it. Nice. And then we're going to switch sides. So left leg out in front of the right, finding that alignment. Breathe your arms up. We're going to slide the left hand in front of the right. Turn the palms in, interlace your fingers. Reach up. Pull the armpits out, navel in. So eliminate any rounding. Take a deep breath in, reach up more. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. Navel in, keep that heart lifting, the ears tilting back. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now breathing back in, lifting up, and then turn your navel to the left on the exhale, separating the hands. Right hand, left knee, left hand back behind you. And then again, inhale, lift up so that you have that length in the spine. And then exhale, twist from your navel. Take a couple more just like that. So I always liken twists to earthquakes, right? Kind of like a weird analogy. But remember, an earthquake has an epicenter and then everything moves from there with it. So same thing in a twist. The epicenter is the navel. So whenever you twist, you start with the navel and then you move everything else. Now from this point, we're just going to bring the head or the gaze over that right shoulder. Keep lifting that heart a little bit. And then optional if you'd like, take the gaze down. Good. Go ahead, back on up, unravel. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead and slide onto our backs. And our last stop is a happy baby. So happy baby, you can just grab the backs of the legs there, the calves if you need to. Or you can go for the sides of the feet. One thing you tend to see is this. So I want you to keep the tailbone and the buttocks trying to draw down and find that release between your shoulders and your ears. Close your eyes right here. You can hold your happy baby for as long as you would like. It's a nice one to hold for a minute or two. I'm slowly drifting on out into my final resting posture. Doesn't mean you have to. You can hold your happy baby. There's something that you feel like you need right here. You can do that as well. In a moment, I'm going to come out of my Shavasana and say goodbye to you. But I really urge you to take this Shavasana for about 5 minutes. We really tend not to have time for it in class, but
15 minutes would be amazing, and I think we have time for it now. But when you're here, I want you to feel that natural curve of the spine, soaking down into the surface below you. Try to really ease tension there in the fingers, the toes, the face. Try not to shortchange this. So you stay right here in Shavasana.
But I'm going to say thank you for following this tape from start to end. Feel free to reach out and let me know if there's any way that I can help you during these times. And remember the words of Rumi, everything in the universe is within you, so ask all for yourself. Namaste.